Hello, dear friend. Welcome. I'm truly grateful you've decided to join me today on this spiritual journey. Before we dive in, I want you to take a moment, breathe, and feel the warmth of God's presence around you. If this is your first time here, I invite you to subscribe to our channel, Spiritual Journey, the Light of the Spirit, and turn on the notifications so you never miss a divine message meant specifically for your heart today. And as we begin, I encourage you to type a phrase in the comments below, something like, I believe in God, or I love God, so that together, we can lift our hearts and declare our faith in a simple but powerful way. Now, I want to ask you something before we continue. Have you ever wondered what it means to live in God's presence so fully that death itself cannot touch you? It's a concept that many of us find difficult to grasp. Yet it is beautifully illustrated in the Bible. Today, we're going to explore the lives of three men whom the scriptures tell us never died. And I promise you, understanding their stories isn't just history. It's a revelation meant to inspire, strengthen, and guide your spiritual life in ways you may not have considered before. The Bible tells us about Enoch, Elijah, and Moses in ways that are both mysterious and awe-inspiring. You see, these men were so close to God, so aligned with His will, that their earthly lives ended in a manner different from everyone else's. Their experiences remind us that a deep, faithful relationship with God transforms everything: our perspective, our purpose, and even our eternity. Let's start with Enoch, because his story is perhaps the most understated yet profoundly significant. Enoch walked faithfully with God. In Genesis 5:24, it simply says, Enoch walked with God. Then he was no more, because God took him away. Take a moment to let that sink in. The Bible does not say Enoch died. It doesn't describe illness, suffering, or the frailty that marks the end of life for most of us. Instead, it tells us that Enoch's closeness to God was so profound, so complete, that God Himself took him. Imagine living a life so full of God's presence that death itself steps aside. Enoch's life is a testimony that intimacy with the Creator can transform our journey on earth in ways that go far beyond what we can imagine. But what does it mean to walk with God? It isn't simply attending religious rituals or saying prayers. Walking with God is about daily alignment with His will, about nurturing a heart that seeks His presence in everything from the smallest acts of kindness to the deepest moments of prayer and contemplation. It's a commitment that requires courage, humility, and trust. And I want to gently remind you, friend, that this kind of spiritual walk isn't reserved for a select few. It's available to anyone who truly opens their heart to God. As Proverbs 18:12 reminds us, before a downfall, the heart is haughty, but humility comes before honor. Enoch's honor wasn't earned by his wealth, status, or strength. It was a result of a humble, faithful walk with God. Now, let's consider Elijah, another extraordinary figure whose story challenges our understanding of life and death. Elijah was a prophet, a man chosen by God to speak truth, to confront injustice, and to call the people of Israel back to righteousness. His ministry was filled with miraculous signs, fire from heaven, the resurrection of the dead, and provisions in times of famine. And yet, even with such power, Elijah's greatest strength came not from miracles, but from his unwavering trust in God. In 2 Kings 2:11, we read, as they were walking along and talking together, suddenly a chariot of fire and horses of fire appeared and separated the two of them, and Elijah went up to heaven in a whirlwind. Can you imagine that? To be taken from this world without facing death in the ordinary sense, carried by the very power of God Himself. It is a powerful reminder that God's ways are higher than ours, and that His plans for those who fully trust Him can surpass human understanding. Elijah's story also teaches us something vital: courage in faith. There were times when Elijah felt alone, discouraged, and even fearful. But his relationship with God was a constant source of guidance and strength. And here's a gentle question for you, friend. In your moments of fear or uncertainty, how often do you turn to God, not just for solutions, but to simply walk alongside Him, trusting that He will guide every step? Matthew 6:33 tells us, "But seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." Like Elijah, we are called to seek God's presence above all else. The miracles, the protection, the guidance they follow when our hearts truly prioritize Him. And then there is Moses, a man familiar to many of us, whose story is perhaps the most human of all three. Moses led a nation, confronted pharaohs, and spoke face to face with God. He was chosen to deliver God's people and to teach them the laws that would guide their lives for generations. But even Moses, a man who achieved great things, did not enter the promised land alive. Deuteronomy 34:5-6 tells us, "And Moses the servant of the Lord died there in Moab, as the Lord had said. He buried him in Moab, but to this day no one knows where his grave is." While Moses did experience death in a physical sense, his story carries a profound message: faith and obedience to God create a legacy that transcends the limitations of life and death. Moses' life reminds us that even when our earthly journey comes to an end, our spiritual impact can endure through God's promises and His people. Now, I want to pause and reflect with you. Imagine for a moment what it would mean if your life, like Enoch's, could be so aligned with God that His presence carries you through every challenge, every moment of fear, every uncertainty. Think about the courage and peace that could flow from knowing that death is not the final chapter for those who truly walk with Him. Isaiah 43:19 says, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland." God's ways are new, fresh, and full of hope, even when the world around us seems chaotic. As we continue, I want you to take a deep breath and really let these words sink into your heart. Because this is not just a story about three men from ancient times. Their experiences are invitations for us, today, to embrace a life of faith that transforms our journey here on earth. The stories of Enoch, Elijah, and Moses encourage us to pursue a deeper intimacy with God, to trust His guidance fully, and to recognize that the ordinary rules of life and death are not limits for those who truly believe. And while you are thinking about this, I invite you to like this video. Yes, hit that like button, because in doing so, you are affirming that you are open to receiving God's message today. And if you haven't already, write in the comments a phrase of faith, a declaration, like "I believe in God," or "I love God." Let your words be a light, not just for yourself, but for everyone else joining us here in this spiritual family. I also want to take a moment to speak directly to your heart. Sometimes, the concept of never dying can feel mysterious or even overwhelming. But the truth is, these stories are not about escaping life, they are about living fully, courageously, and faithfully in God's presence. It's about walking each day in alignment with His will, trusting that He sees your struggles, hears your prayers, and is shaping a path for you that is far beyond what you can imagine. Proverbs 18:12 reminds us again, "Before a downfall, the heart is haughty, but humility comes before honor." Walking humbly with God, seeking His will above all, opens the door to experiences and blessings that are eternal. You might be wondering right now, how can I begin walking so closely with God that my life reflects His presence in such a powerful way? The answer is both simple and profound. Begin by opening your heart to Him daily. Speak to Him honestly. Bring your worries, your dreams, and your questions before Him. Trust in His timing, even when it feels slow. Surround yourself with His Word, meditate on His promises, and let them guide every choice you make. Matthew 6:33 is a reminder that when we seek God first, everything else falls into its rightful place. Think also about your influence on others. Just as Moses' life continues to inspire generations, your faith can touch lives around you in ways you may never fully see. Every act of kindness, every moment of patience, every word of encouragement can be a reflection of God's presence in your life. And in that, you participate in something far greater than yourself, a divine movement that transcends time, reaching beyond the boundaries of life and death. Now, let me gently ask you this. Are you ready to embrace a faith that changes everything? Are you ready to trust God in ways that may feel uncomfortable at first, but ultimately lead you to a life of peace, courage, and divine intimacy? I encourage you to comment below one last faith-based phrase for today. something like blessed and ready, to affirm your heart's willingness to walk closely with God. Let your declaration be a seed that grows into a vibrant, living faith. As we continue to reflect on these incredible men, remember that their lives are not distant stories. They are mirrors showing us the possibilities when we surrender fully to God's guidance. Enoch teaches us the beauty of walking daily with God. Elijah reminds us of the power of courage and faith even in impossible circumstances. Moses shows us that even when the earthly journey ends, the impact of a faithful life endures eternally. And all of this is meant to encourage you, right here, right now, in your life. Take another deep breath. Feel the presence of God in this moment. Know that He sees you, He hears you, and He is working in ways you may not yet perceive. Isaiah 43:19 whispers a promise to your soul. See, I am doing a new thing. Now, it springs up. Do you not perceive it? Friend, God is indeed doing a new thing in your life. Your faith, your commitment, your willingness to walk with Him, these are the keys that unlock a spiritual depth that is both transformative and eternal. And, as you continue this journey with me, remember to subscribe to Spiritual Journey, the Light of the Spirit, for more messages of divine insight, encouragement, and revelation. Every week, we explore God's Word in ways that are personal, practical, and deeply nourishing for your soul. By subscribing, you ensure that these divine messages continue to touch your heart and guide your steps along the path of faith. Now, I want you to think of one aspect of your life where fear or doubt has held you back. Imagine, for a moment, that you could hand it completely over to God. Just as Enoch, Elijah, and Moses trusted Him. What would change? How would your heart feel? The scriptures remind us over and over again that trusting God transforms our perspective, our circumstances, and ultimately, our very being. Proverbs 18:12 says that humility leads to honor. But let me add this. Humility before God leads to freedom, peace, and an intimacy with Him that nothing on earth can disrupt. Before we move deeper into the mysteries surrounding these men, I want you to do something simple but powerful. Close your eyes for a moment, place your hand over your heart, and whisper a prayer. Lord, guide me. Help me walk with You fully. Teach me to trust You completely, as Enoch, Elijah, and Moses did. Show me the way to live in Your presence every day. Feel that prayer resonate. Know that God is listening, that He is responding, and that He is moving in your life even as you breathe these words. And as we continue, remember this, you are not alone. The same God who walked with Enoch, who lifted Elijah in a whirlwind, and who guided Moses, is walking with you today. Every step you take in faith, every act of obedience, and every moment you dedicate to His presence draws you closer to a life filled with His light, His peace, and His eternal love. Asterisk, as we continue, I want you to imagine the journeys of Enoch, Elijah, and Moses, not as stories from long ago, but as living examples for your life today. Each of these men teaches us something unique about walking with God, and their experiences are invitations to deepen your faith in ways that transform your everyday existence. Enoch's life, for instance, teaches us the beauty of consistency in spiritual devotion. He walked with God, and it was his daily, intimate connection with the divine that made his life extraordinary. This reminds us that faith is not a single act. It is a lifelong journey. Every prayer you whisper, every act of kindness, every moment you choose God over fear or doubt, is a step toward walking as Enoch did. Friend, what would it mean for your day-to-day life if every decision, every thought, every action was done with God by your side? Imagine the peace, the clarity, the unshakable hope that would flow through your life. Elijah's story, on the other hand, calls us to embrace courage in the face of challenges. Life will often feel overwhelming, but God's strength is perfected in our weakness. Elijah faced prophets, kings, and impossible odds, yet he trusted God completely. And just as God lifted Elijah in a whirlwind, He lifts those who trust Him in their own lives. Whenever you feel burdened, whenever fear threatens to control your steps, remember that God can carry you in ways you cannot see. He can make a path where there seems to be none, provide sustenance where there is lack, and fill your heart with a courage that surpasses understanding. Then there is Moses. Moses teaches us about legacy and obedience. Even though he did not enter the promised land, the life he lived, the choices he made, and the faith he demonstrated continue to inspire millions today. This is a powerful lesson for all of us. Faith is not measured solely by visible results or worldly success. It is measured by the heart, by commitment, and by the willingness to serve God and others faithfully. Your life, too, can leave a lasting impact when you walk in obedience, guided by God's wisdom. Every prayer, every act of service, every word of encouragement you offer, these ripple outward in ways you may never fully see, but they are never wasted. And now, I want you to reflect on your own journey. Are you walking with God as Enoch did, seeking daily intimacy and guidance? Are you embracing courage like Elijah, trusting Him even in times of fear? Are you living with purpose and obedience like Moses, understanding that every act of faith matters? This is your invitation today to step closer to God, to trust Him more fully, and to allow His presence to transform your life in extraordinary ways. Think of the verse from Isaiah 43:19. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? Friend, God is always at work, crafting paths of hope and renewal in your life. You may not see them yet, but trust that every prayer, every act of faith, every moment you choose Him is part of His divine plan. Life aligned with God's will opens doors to miracles, to peace, and to an unshakable hope that carries you through every storm. And as you embrace this truth, I want you to take a moment to commit your heart fully to God. Speak aloud, whisper, or simply think these words in your heart. Lord, I want to walk with you. I want to trust you completely. I want my life to reflect your love and guidance every single day. Feel those words settle deep in your soul, and know that God hears you. He sees your heart, He knows your struggles, and He is moving on your behalf in ways beyond your understanding. As we draw this message together, I encourage you to take action in 3 small but powerful ways today. First, continue to nurture your relationship with God daily. Pray, meditate on His Word, and invite His presence into every aspect of your life. Second, act courageously in your faith. Step forward, even when the path is uncertain, trusting that God's strength is with you. And third, live with a heart of purpose and obedience. Every act of kindness, every moment of service, every choice made with God in mind contributes to a legacy of faith that will endure far beyond your lifetime. And before we close, I want to remind you to like this video. Let this simple action be your affirmation that you are open to receiving God's wisdom today. Comment below a phrase like "blessed and ready" to declare your faith and commitment to walking with Him. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to Spiritual Journey, the Light of the Spirit, so that these messages of hope, guidance, and divine insight continue to touch your heart and encourage your faith. Friend, the stories of Enoch, Elijah, and Moses are not distant legends. They are mirrors reflecting the possibilities of a life fully surrendered to God. You can walk with Him daily. You can trust Him courageously. You can live a life of purpose and obedience that leaves a spiritual legacy. And when you do, you experience a peace, a strength, and a hope that the world cannot give or take away. Remember Proverbs 18:12. Before a downfall, the heart is haughty, but humility comes before honor. Walking humbly with God leads to honor. Yes, but it also leads to freedom, to joy, and to a spiritual intimacy that defies the ordinary. Trust in His promises. Trust that every step you take in faith brings you closer to the fullness of life He desires for you. Take one more deep breath. Feel the presence of God enveloping you. Know that you are loved, that you are chosen, and that your life has divine purpose. Every challenge, every doubt, every moment of uncertainty is met with His grace. And as you walk with Him, your faith will grow. Your courage will flourish, and your heart will overflow with the peace that comes from knowing you are never alone. Finally, I want to leave you with this thought. The extraordinary lives of Enoch, Elijah, and Moses are invitations to you. They call you to walk with God fully, to trust Him without hesitation, and to live in alignment with His will. When you do, your life becomes a living testimony of His power, love, and grace. You too can experience moments where God's presence transforms everything, even the very way you view life and death. So, friend, let us walk together in faith. Let us seek God's presence daily. Let us trust Him courageously. And let us live with hearts fully surrendered, knowing that in Him, all things are possible. Comment your faith declaration now, blessed and ready. And let it be a beacon of hope, not only for yourself, but for everyone joining this spiritual journey. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I am so honored to share this moment with you. Remember to subscribe, like, and share these messages with others who need encouragement and inspiration. May God bless you abundantly, guide your steps, and fill your life with peace, joy, and His eternal love. And always remember, walking with God isn't about escaping life. It's about living fully, courageously, and faithfully in His presence. The stories of Enoch, Elijah, and Moses are not just lessons from the past, they are a call to action for your life today. Embrace it, live it, and let your faith shine brightly in the world. Friend, as we linger together in this sacred space, I want you to pause and feel the gentle presence of God around you. Let the truth of His word, the stories of Enoch, Elijah, and Moses, and the wisdom we've reflected on today, sink deeply into your heart. This is your moment to open yourself fully, to invite the divine into every corner of your life, and to embrace the reality that God's love and guidance are constant, unwavering, and infinitely patient. Take a deep breath now, and as you do, imagine God's light surrounding you, warming your heart, and filling every empty space with peace. Feel it entering your mind, softening your worries, and lifting your spirit. Know that He sees you, knows your struggles, and is ready to guide you with wisdom beyond anything you could ever imagine. There is no circumstance too heavy, no fear too great, and no challenge too insurmountable when you place your trust fully in His hands. Let us take a moment together in prayer. Close your eyes, place your hand over your heart, and speak these words aloud or silently, allowing them to resonate deeply. Lord, I thank You for Your presence in my life. I invite You into every step I take, into every choice I make, and into every challenge I face. Teach me to walk with You daily, as Enoch walked. Fill me with courage as You lifted Elijah. Grant me wisdom and purpose as You guided Moses. Help me trust You fully, live humbly, and embrace Your plans for my life, knowing that Your love never fails. Amen. Feel that prayer in your soul, friend. Let it remind you that God's power is not distant, it is near, constant, and actively at work in your life. Every challenge you face, every moment of uncertainty, every time you feel alone, is an opportunity for God to reveal His presence and His perfect plan for you. And the more you surrender, the more you will see His hand guiding you, shaping your life, and opening doors that you could never have imagined on your own. Reflect for a moment on the lessons from Enoch, Elijah, and Moses. Enoch teaches us that consistent, humble devotion creates a life that pleases God. Elijah shows us that courage and faith invites divine intervention and protection, even in impossible circumstances. Moses reminds us that obedience, humility, and faith leave a legacy far greater than the limitations of our earthly life. These lessons are not just stories, they are invitations to walk boldly, courageously, and faithfully with God in your own life. I encourage you to take a moment right now and speak a personal affirmation of faith. Whisper it aloud, type it in the comments, or simply feel it in your heart. I am walking with God. I trust Him fully. I live in His light and guidance every day. Let these words be a seed planted deep within you, ready to grow into courage, wisdom, and faith that transforms every part of your life. And now, friend, I want to remind you to take a simple but powerful step. If you feel moved by the message today, click the like button. Let this action be your declaration that you are open to God's wisdom, guidance, and blessings. Comment your faith phrase, whether it is blessed and ready, I believe in God, or I love God. Let your words encourage not only your spirit, but also the hearts of everyone joining us here. Your faith has power, and when you speak it, you shine God's light in the world. I also want to encourage you once more to subscribe to Spiritual Journey, the Light of the Spirit, and turn on notifications. This is more than a subscription. It is a commitment to your spiritual growth, a promise to nurture your faith regularly, and a way to ensure that every week, messages of divine guidance, inspiration, and wisdom touch your heart. Your journey with God is ongoing, and these messages are here to walk with you every step of the way. Friend, I want you to take a deep, mindful breath now. Let it remind you that every breath you take is a gift from God, a chance to walk closer with Him, to trust Him more fully, and to live intentionally in His presence. Imagine every breath filling you with courage, with peace, with wisdom. Every exhale releases fear, doubt, and uncertainty. Let this be a spiritual practice you carry with you, a daily reminder that God's presence is in every moment of your life. And as we reflect further, remember Isaiah 43:19. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? God is always at work in your life. Perhaps you have not perceived it yet, but He is creating new opportunities, new paths, and new blessings for you. Every prayer, every act of faith, every moment you choose Him over fear or doubt is part of His divine orchestration. Friend, trust in His timing, trust in His plans, and trust that He is moving in ways far greater than you can imagine. Let us take another moment to pray together. Lord, help me see the new things you are doing in my life. Help me trust your timing, embrace your guidance, and follow your will with courage and humility. Strengthen my faith, fill me with your wisdom, and help me walk daily in your light. Let my life be a reflection of your love, grace, and power. Amen. Feel those words. Let them resonate. Let them remind you that your life is sacred, your faith is powerful, and your journey with God is eternal. Every choice to walk humbly, to act courageously, and to trust Him fully strengthens your soul, deepens your connection with the divine, and brings light to the world around you. Now, as we begin to conclude this sacred time together, I want you to visualize your life fully immersed in God's guidance and presence. Imagine every decision, every thought, and every action aligned with His will. See yourself walking with Him as Enoch did, facing challenges with the courage of Elijah, and leaving a legacy of faith like Moses. Know that this is not just imagination, this is possibility. This is your path when you choose to trust, obey, and love God fully. And before we finally close, friend, I invite you to speak one last affirmation of faith aloud, in the comments, or in your heart. Blessed and ready, I walk with God. I trust His plan, and I live in His light every day. Let this be your declaration, your seed of faith, your guiding light as you continue your spiritual journey. Finally, I want to leave you with this blessing. May God fill your heart with His peace, your mind with His wisdom, and your spirit with courage. May He illuminate every path before you, strengthen your faith, and guide your steps with perfect clarity. May His love surround you, His presence comfort you, and His power lift you in every moment of uncertainty.